Memphis Grizzlies, and that is because they have started out on a 10-2 tear. Now, they lost, I just believe, last night to the Toronto Raptors, which is another conversation. But I just wanted to talk about, is Memphis legit? Are these guys really championship contenders? Because they're playing in the tougher division. Everybody's going to agree with me that the West is almost always the toughest division in basketball because you have to win almost 50 games to make it into the playoffs, whereas in the East, you could be under 500 by 1 or 2 games and still make it in the playoffs. But so they've started off 10-2, and I just kind of wanted to run down the roster and talk about where I think their strengths are. I really don't see many weaknesses on this team, but so let's start with their front court. Now you have Marc Gasol and Zach Randolph. Marc Gasol is blossoming into one of the best centers, if not the best center in the league right now, and I do say that with Dwight Howard in mind because Dwight Howard may be a little bit better on the defensive end, but I think that Marc Gasol is better on the offensive end because he has more of a range from the jump shot, but he still has the power and finesse and great footwork. That's something you can't ever overlook is footwork, especially in basketball, to pound it in down low. And then you have Zach Randolph as power forward, and this guy's got a knack for coming up with offensive rebounds. Throughout the majority of his career, he's been a 20-10 guy, so that's a solid player. So they have a really, really solid front court. Now, then you look at their point guard. My opinion for the quarterback of the NBA is the point guard, and they have a great one. They have a Mike Conley Jr. He's really come into his own as a floor general. He's a really speedy, fast guy who can shoot the three, who's got a great shot, but he's always pass first and score second, and that's really what you're looking for a point guard. That is the most important thing, that they're looking for that person to score first, and then they're the secondary option. If
Absolutely.
You saw our conversation about Kyrie Irving, that's what his problem is. I'm going to score first and maybe pass second. So that can be a problem. But then you have another player like Tony Allen. He's come back healthy this year. That guy can defend every position from the 4 all the way to the 1. And when I say forward, it's power forward. He can guard the small forward. He can guard the shooting guard. He can guard a point guard. He's one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. And that's really important, especially if you expect to make a big playoff run, because you are going to have them go against the likes of a James Harden who's out there scoring all the time. Hell, he can guard a Kevin Durant. He can't shut down a Kevin Durant. Nobody can do that. Nobody. But he can guard a Kevin Durant. He can guard a LeBron James. Again, he can't shut down a LeBron James, but he can guard him. So that's a really important thing. And then you have the supporting cast. Now they have a good couple of reserves coming off the bench, but really who I'm looking at is Vince Carter, a really nice veteran. He doesn't have the ups. He's not the slam dunk competition winning guy he was, but he's gotten his shot, has gotten a lot better over the years, and he does have that veteran savvy. And then you have the swing man in Tayshaun Prince, who can go out and take a three-point shot, or he can battle for an offensive rebound. So you're really seeing a well-rounded team here.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
this year also seems like a good year to come up and do a bigger push, because a lot of the other teams that we've been talking about as big contenders previously have started breaking up. Like the Heat, they broke up their big setup, and
and the Cavaliers haven't
picked up. Yeah, they haven't. They're having troubles. They're going to take a year or two with LeBron James in order to get to a championship team. It looks like at this point.
And San Antonio, whereas they are still San Antonio. Don't get me wrong. They never really start the season off fast. They always kind of slow and steady wins the race for those guys. Again, you could think that is this the year that their age is going to catch up with them. So, yeah, Memphis has a chance. Now, do I really find them a championship contender? Unfortunately not. I really just don't see it, because I don't see them having that superstar, that
have
LeBron James, that Tim Duncan.
Have they ever been to a championship game before?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I can't think of it either. So,
I'm
pretty sure they haven't won one at least. So
for a while, I don't think that franchise has ever made it to the championship. But the thing I see holding them back is they don't have that bona fide superstar. Again, they don't have a LeBron James. They don't have a Kobe Bryant. They don't have a Tim Duncan. Somebody with that killer instinct that when there's 2 minutes left in the game and you're tied, you can go to him every single time. Now, they do have the complementary pieces there. But again, you fall a little bit short if you don't have that superstar. Because this is a superstar
especially
league.
in basketball. Yeah, exactly. In basketball, you do need to have a good team all around to a large extent, but it's really a game that a superstar can really compensate a lot for having a few lackluster positions.
Yeah.
And a superstar is really what pushes championships. I can't think of any
Last time,
champion that hasn't a championship team that hasn't had like a really major
and I did do
superstar.
my research on this, and the last time I could see a team that didn't have a bona fide superstar win the championship was, I believe, 2004 with the Detroit Pistons, and that was, looking back, that was the last time I could find one. So, I mean, that says something there.
And before that, it's
never,
hard to think of many because
just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Jordan was always on his teams, and Kobe Bryant,
Even
Shaquille O'Neal.
even when Michael Jordan was playing, he usually it was him and then sometimes it was Scottie Pippen. So he had a bunch of.
So. But let us know what you think. Are the Memphis Grizzlies legit? Are they going to make it all the way? Am I wrong that they do have a superstar and say Marc Gasol or Mike Conley? Or, do you agree with me? Hit us up. Comments down below. Of course, at What's My Face on Twitter, What's My Face at gmail.com, Google Plus and Facebook. Always good ways of getting a hold of us.